I'm a Christian, but I respect, the religion of Islam. I'm just curious as to why you say Jesus is a curse.
What do you think about that statement?
I don't agree with it.
You don't agree that Jesus is a curse?
Y'all don't even, not y'all, but I would say majority of, you guys respect Jesus a lot.
So if somebody said that Jesus is a curse, how does that make you feel? How does that statement make you feel?
It's pretty antagonistic.
And would you say that if somebody said that Jesus is a curse, that would be some kind of satanic, demonic spirit?
I would say, I think it's disrespectful to our faith.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, you could call it that too. I think that's fair too. If any Christian.
Yeah, no, completely. We're on the same page. Unfortunately for you, Galatians chapter 3, verse 13, the Apostle Paul says that Jesus became a curse for us. So Jesus is a curse according to you. Well, are you going to hold the same standard and call the Apostle Paul disrespectful and not a true follower of Christ?
Do you think that he's legitimately calling him a curse?
You see how you're back.
No, I'm asking for real.
Yeah, that's what he says. He says that
because I could also do the same thing for your Quran. I could do the same thing.
Yeah, so my
Quran, not the exact same phrasing, but I can't remember the exact surah.
My Quran,
but it also says that Allah is the greatest deceiver.
I agree.
And
I agree. Well, it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, would that be fair of me? Hold on.
It's fair. It's fair.
Would it be fair of me to? You know what's I'm saying, bro? If you disagree with Christianity, that's cool.
Hey, bro.
Why you gotta?
Why you over talking, man? It's alright. Relax.
I'm not trying to over talk.
All right, take it easy. We'll go one by one.
Okay, go ahead.
It's alright.
It's good. It's cool.
So we just read, man. Look, Galatians 3:13 says Jesus became a curse. He took on the curse of the law by becoming a curse, as it is stated. Cursed is anybody who is hung on a tree. And according to Paul, Jesus was hung on a tree. He was crucified. And therefore, the theological implication that Paul derives from this is that Jesus became a curse and he became sin. So he was a cursed, sinful man for us on that cross. Now, when you saw that statement on my live, you felt compelled to come up and tell me that that's disrespectful. But as soon as I told you that the Apostle Paul says it, now you're backpedaling. You see how it doesn't make sense?
Yeah, and you also see how you leave out like the entire context of that verse too.
I just told you the context.
He's saying he took on the sin of law for us to die for our sins.
Yeah,
that is the whole point
by becoming a curse, right?
That is not the whole. Like you're purposely misframing it, dude.
I'm not. I literally
yes, you are. So do you in your heart of hearts? Do you? Hold on. Let me talk. You just gave your whole point. Let me respond to you. Hold up.
That's crazy, man. The switch up gotta be studied, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's the fastest switch up I ever seen.
Anyways,
go ahead.
You keep like trying to be like. Do you in your heart of hearts truly believe that the Apostle Paul is trying to say Jesus is an actual curse, or is he trying to talk about?
That's what he says.
How Jesus?
That's what it says.
Hold on, bro. Are you gonna talk over me too?
You asked me a question. I just answered.
I'm trying to respond, but you're not engaging in good faith right now.
No.
You're not letting me finish my statement.
Okay. Just don't ask me a question then. Sorry.
Okay, I'll try not to ask you a question.
Yeah,
all right?
because
I'm not trying to be unfair.
Sure. Go ahead.
We good?
Yeah, we're good, man.
Okay. The context of this is he's saying Jesus took on the curse of man to redeem us. Yeah. That is the whole point of that. He's not explicitly saying Jesus cursed. You know that's not true, dude.
Did he become a curse?
No, that's not true. No, he's not. It's
all right. So we're just gonna read. We're literally just gonna read because at this point, you're either in denial or you're.
I'm looking at multiple translations right now.
All right. Every translation says Jesus became a curse. Okay.
It says Jesus redeemed us from a curse in this one, but Christ has rescued us from the curse pronounced by the law.
Right.
When he was hung on the cross, he took upon us. Himself the curse for our wrongdoing.
Can I read it now? So here we go. Right. Galatians 3:13. Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law by becoming a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone who was hung on a pole. Let me just clarify something. Why is Paul quoting Deuteronomy saying, cursed is everyone hung on a pole?
You can answer that. I'm
asking you, what do you think? Why is he quoting this verse in the Old Testament that says, cursed is everyone who is hung on a pole? What purpose does it serve? Why is he quoting?
If you're genuinely asking me why he's quoting Deuteronomy, I can't answer specifically as to why.
It literally tells you that.
But hold on. But what I am getting from this verse is he's trying to explain how Jesus took on sin for us to redeem us. That is the whole point of this verse.
And that is my interpretation. By becoming a curse, right?
Taking on a curse. Well, there's multiple different translations, bro. He's not a literal curse. It's not a literal curse.
Does the text say he became one?
Sorry, repeat so? What you said?
Does the verse say he became a curse?
The verse does, but it's not the exact.
So,
bro,
so
it's
the
not
verse
the
says
exact
it, but it's not true. the verse says it, but it's
do you want me to do the same thing with your faith, dude? Do you want me to do the same thing?
Sure,
Disrespectful to you?
You can go. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just reading the text.
You are. You know what you're doing. You're not actually trying to have a good faith conversation.
I'm literally just reading the text, man. How can I be disrespectful?
Okay, so if your Quran also says Allah is the greatest deceiver, in our Bible,
it doesn't say that.
we know Satan. We know Satan to be a deceiver.
Yeah.
A conniver, all that. Would it be fair for me to say, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be fair.
No, I don't get what
I respect
you're saying.
Islam.
So let me just.
I respect Islam, but like what you're doing right now.
Let me just respond to that though.
Real quick. I'll give you time. Give me a second.
No worries.
You're not doing this to have a good faith conversation. Like, you're not arguing about the Trinity or like you're taking the verse like literally, but you know the point of this. It's trying to make the point of redeeming us as Christians believe. Jesus took on sin for us and redeemed us. That is what he's saying. So why do you constantly try to go back to the literal? I get what it says literally, but do you think that Paul is legitimately saying Jesus is a curse and something bad? Do you truthfully believe that? Do you think that's the point you're trying to get across? Now I'm done.
Yes. Paul is saying Jesus became a curse. He's saying that to serve a theological purpose. That because he died on the cross, he took the curse. We were supposed to be cursed. We were supposed to be in his place, right? But he was cursed for us. He became that curse. He became that sin. He absorbed all those sins and all those curses for us. So yes, that is absolutely what Paul is trying to say. Now, regarding the greatest deceiver, the Quran doesn't say that Allah is the greatest deceiver. You lied. There's no verse that says Allah is the greatest deceiver. The verse you're talking about is where Allah says he is the greatest of planners. And that is very evident from the context, because the context is about the enemies of Christ, the Jews, the Jewish leaders. It says that they planned, using the same word. They planned, but Allah also planned. And Allah is the best of planners. It's not saying that they deceived, right? That doesn't contextually make any sense. The word can mean deceive. It also can mean plan, right? In the context, it means to plan. Now, we don't have a problem, though. God does deceive in passive and positive contexts. Would you happen to have a problem with God deceiving in any way?
I was trying to show a parallel. Like you said, how you see how it's scheme.
You brought that up. Just one sec. I asked you a question.
Yeah.
Do you have an issue with God deceiving?
I would say that if there's a piece of text describing my God as something that is not virtuous, I would take issue with that. However, you just explained, right, that not some translations, scheming can mean deceiving. I'm looking at the verse right now. Some people translate it as deceiver, but you do understand the context of which that verse is used. It's not trying to completely make or speak ill of Allah, respectfully, right? So the reason why I brought that voice up, hold on.
Yeah.
The reason why I brought that up is because I could be just as disingenuous as you and say that verse is calling Allah a deceiver, trickster, liar, all the stuff. But we know from context that's not true.
Right.
So bring it back to our verse. Bring it back to the verse that you brought up.
You gotta let me engage, bro.
Hold on, I'm gonna let you finish after this.
No, but
I've been pretty fair.
We gotta